memorize people's phone numbers was when I was realizing that I was getting into crunches and a phone would be dead or I'd be stuck somewhere and there'd be no service, so I have to find a landline. I'm like, I got to start memorizing some people's phone numbers.
Or if you went to jail.
Oh, yeah.
There's always that, too. Like, imagine not having anybody's phone number.
They're like, you get one call. I'm like, fuck. I only know your guys' phone number.
Wait,
911.
Are you doing things in your life that have you worried that you might need to call somebody from jail?
You never know.
Crucial.
I'm concerned a little bit, actually.
No, but maybe if I picked up a new hobby that would require me to maybe go to jail.
You have a kid on the way. Why would you do that?
That was in a past life. I'm a born again human.
I'm so confused now.
I don't know what's happening. This is the latest we've ever done the podcast.
It is. It is. What's up? I'm Soosh.
Hey, Alyssa.
This is First Name Basis. And you ever show up somewhere thinking it was just gonna be like a small little thing with like a few people, and you walk into the back of the house and Tooted and Booted is playing full blast, and Drew's back there drunk.
That would be my baby shower.
Also, once again, Drew didn't get a little intro, by the way.
Oh,
What's up,
I'm
yo?
sorry.
What's up?
Oh, and his mic doesn't even work.
It does. It works in there.
Works in the camera.
Oh.
Just in a different place.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, busting in the door.
Coming in so hot.
But, so check me out. So I show up to this event thinking it's going to be like this little thing, like a couple of people, a few people. And it's walking back into this backyard with music slapping, Jabba with his elbows up doing the cholo slide, Drew handling a full baby bottle of beer.
Yeah, skinny dancing on the table.
Skinny dancing on top of the, what is that, the bar.
The bar.
In the backyard.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what is happening?
That was my baby
And
shower.
it was a baby shower.
The only thing we were missing was somebody dressed up like in the inflatable baby.
Is that a thing? Do people do that?
I would have liked it.
I would have been terrified.
No, I would have been happy about
I'm
it.
actually very happy that it's not like that.
Damn, I was low-key expecting you to show up like that.
Me?
Yeah.
What?
You should have. Next one.
Nah.
I'll show up to yours like that.
All right. I
Okay.
don't think that's happening anytime soon, so we all right.
Listen, I didn't either,
So
honey.
you patience. All right, so tell us a little bit about this happening that happened, because if we ask you how your weekend went, that's where it's going to immediately
That's where
go
I
to.
went. It was honestly so much fun. I had such a good time. I cried like 4 times.
Yeah.
I felt so like loved. It was great. Everybody was there. Literally everybody.
Yeah, it was
And I feel weird to say that those are the people that I'm around every single day because I know of COVID and everything, but those are literally the people I'm around like every day,
yeah.
which is crazy.
Which, to be honest, like having that circle around is kind of just, especially around here, is just natural and necessary at this point.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy to think because especially since I've been talking so much shit on like COVID party throwers.
Yeah.
And I did it. But yeah, I had such a great time.
Yeah, it was definitely.
I'm so thankful.
It felt like you were in. It was like, this is Alyssa's element.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. And Jeremy too. I could tell he was just like loving every second of it.
Yo, so actually, and then so Jeremy comes up to me on the side,
Yeah.
and reminds me that he and I met years ago,
Yes.
like damn near a decade ago.
Tell me how he mentioned you because I have a feeling I know.
So I used to work at this retail store in Sac called Get a Clue, and that was where I got all the steez from. At the time, I was also the in-house host for this company called ENT Legends that threw shows in Sac.
Okay.
And Jabba would come into town. He would drive all the way to Sac from out here to play one night and then drive back.
That's insane.
But it was like a normal thing. That was a regular thing that happened.
And you were DJing at the time too.
No, I was just the MC.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
I actually had not even touched turntables at this point in my life.
Okay.
And so that day, apparently, Jabba, and this is a Schoolboy Q show in which Schoolboy Q played 2 shows in the same night at 2 different venues, and he showed up to the second venue with his beater already sweated out.
Okay.
It's like Schoolboy Q, Isaiah Rashad, and like it was like a whole lineup on this bill. It was crazy, and I just remember that was one of the most epic nights and that was the memory that I had of it, because as soon as Jeremy came up to me, he was like, yeah, you were just working at the store, and I was like loaded when I walked in there. It was just like a regular day before a show. I rolled up with Jabba so that we could go to the event and whatever. But for some reason, I remember meeting you there that day. And then I went up to go and MC both shows that night, and that was kind of how we got connected, and then we reconnected over that moment while getting tacos at the baby shower.
Yes. Jeremy is like an elephant. Like, even if he's drunk, he will remember every fucking thing.
That's crazy.
Except for, like, just, little minuscule stuff, like to put things away. But he will remember, like, every detail about you.
Yeah.
Which is fire.
And yeah, so back then I was like this little shrimpy, like kind of learning how to swag out a little bit kind of kid.
Yeah.
And he remembered that day. And I was literally just thinking about that specific show maybe a week ago. And that kind of tripped me out, because that show was definitely, or that night of 2 shows was definitely in the top of my list of the ones that we did. Because back at the time, at the time, the venue that he did second doesn't even exist anymore, and hasn't for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And that same venue, I saw Chance the Rapper for the first time. I saw Kehlani opening for Krayshawn.
Crazy. That's insane.
I saw Travis Scott and Casey Veggies perform for a crowd of 50 people.
Oh my God. That's nuts.
Yeah, it was one of those kind of places.
Yeah.
And I immediately, as soon as he mentioned it, just dove straight back into the memory of that night. And I just remember one of the things was this fool Schoolboy Q just did a whole show at a sold-out venue. They oversold it the same day to go and play another venue, and they sold that one out too. And by the time he got there, he was wearing the same tank that he was wearing at Ace of Spades, got to Assembly, was wearing that joint, sweated out to a completely different color already, and just went crazy.
He was hustling.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to make people happy.
Yeah, so the fact that me and Jabba got to be a part of that series of on that one night was wild.
Yeah. Fire.
But those are the early days of all that.
Well, that's great. I'm so glad you came.
Yeah.
I low-key wasn't sure if you were going to come.
Why?
I don't know.
I RSVP'd.
He did RSVP.
I will tell you.
So did Matt and
and me.
No, you were there, Drew.
I
Drew was there.
RSVP'd too.
Drew was for sure there.
There was this point where I was like, God damn, am I really gonna do this? And it was because I drove all the way from Garden Grove,
which is what, Anaheim?
And so it took me an hour and 45 minutes to get all the way to where I needed to go for your baby shower. Oh. So I hit Drew as I'm like,
okay, go ahead.
I hit Drew as I'm like 20 minutes out, and I'm like, Drew, are you at the baby shower yet? He's like, I'm leaving in 10. So I feel safe now, because I'm worried that by the time I get there, this thing's going to be over already.
No.
And so he was like, no, I said it's going till 8. And I even texted Drew. I was like, 8? That sound like a junction more than it does a baby shower.
Why?
And it was.
Drew texted me as I was he was like, I'm going to be late to the shower. I'm like, dude, I'm late too. And he texts me and he's like, I didn't get them anything. I'm just going to mail some shit to their house. I was like, Drew, I think you texted the wrong phone number.
Oh, were you trying to send that to me?
I was saying it was you or John. I forgot. I was saying it. I was like,
you're good. That works for me. Send some. We did get your gift. That was so cute.
The other one should be here today.
We didn't understand. I was like, Jeremy, I think this is for you, because on his name, on the box, the way he addressed it was
Jeremy.
And then the last name was Drew Sent It. but in one word. So I was like, what the fuck is this?
It was supposed to be the first and last name. I wasn't gonna put you guys' first and last name.
Why?
So your last name was Drew sent it?
JRU. And I'm like, babe, I think this is for you. He's like, Drew sent it. I don't know who that is. He's like, oh, Drew sent it. I'm like, oh my God.
Yo, why, bro?
His Instagram name and then Drew sent it.
Yeah, that'll be clever. They'll know it's for them. Sure enough.
No, it was good.
I'm glad.
I'm so glad that you guys came. It was a lot of fun.
It was definitely fun. Apparently, according to Soundcheck with Scallywag, Drew was a hit at this joint, yo.
The ladies loved Drew.
Apparently. I wouldn't know. I was a little blacked out.
That's okay. I'm glad you guys had fun in my honor because I obviously couldn't drink, so.
Yeah, I felt bad about that at a moment. There was a moment where it was right after Drew got there. Scally was like, "You guys down to take a shot?" And then had four of us take a shot in front of you, and I was like,
Yeah,
"She's just like standing in the circle with us right now. What is going on?"
Someone made my mom take a shot of Hennessy.
What?
Damn.
That was Java, the one who doesn't drink. Love that. Java took a shot. I saw it. He only takes a shot when it's like a big celebration. So
Yeah,
What?
I mean,
good.
the
I didn't
spot
see
is
that.
called Very Special for a reason.
where he was.
It was after.
Right when all of Jeremy's friends came.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this was a really great weekend.
Yeah. If you missed the recaps, you can find that actually on Alyssa's Instagram.
Yeah, you can. At ALYSSA.SONN, 2 N's.
And there were quite a few moments that didn't make the clip, and Jabba was pretty upset about it.
Java
but
was mad. He wanted more airtime.
he was working the camera for a while. Like he damn near started crumping. He was doing, like I said, the elbows up cholo slide.
That's his move. That
Yeah.
is his fucking move.
Yeah, he was in that thing, but he was all up in John's face, trying to make sure that he was getting that time. It was hella funny, and it was
amazing.
It was also hella funny because it was a Stupid Young song that this was happening to, and then he went and found me because I was the nearest Asian to him, so he could make it relatable.
He's like, who do I got? Sushi. Come over here. I think this week was big for me also because this was the first Twitch show of yours that I watched.
Oh yeah, you caught on.
Actually, my first Twitch show ever.
Actually, Drew, you caught on I think the same night.
No, I was there the week before.
Oh yeah, it was a week before.
Okay, so Drew told me that he had watched it last week or the week before I did.
Mm.
And I was like, what? I haven't seen it and you have? Okay, like I have to hop on. So I saw that you were on, but I don't even know what Twitch is, so I had to ask for help.
Yeah, I was in the middle. I was in the middle of the stream. She was like, "Okay, so how do I watch this?"
I said, I said, give me instructions like I'm 5 years old.
And I was like, "Here, just go to this."
And so I watched it, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
You have fun on there. That's like
Yeah.
your element, I could tell.
Well, it's so basically what I've done with that show is the whole concept behind it is when I was working at the first radio station that I started at, it was at the height of Hot 97 in New York and Power 10, what are they? Power 105.1 in New York as well.
Yeah.
They were big in the media at the time. Like they're still fairly big.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was people were watching and paying attention to the way radio functioned like they never had before. And so VH1 or MTV2 or somebody picked up a show with Hot 97 at the time. Our program director was inspired by this and was like, we should do something like that. Like even if we just produce it ourselves for YouTube so that our community has a way to watch what we are doing
Yeah.
behind the scenes. It never happened. But I always had a dream of that because I remembered like seeing when Howard Stern had his show and they actually had the video content that they would put out on TV. There was a local one that would play on UPN in SAC. There was a radio show, like a radio morning show that would have their show, basically just cameras in the studio, and that was their TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So I had dreams of all these different concepts that where I could do that, especially while I was working in radio and by myself most of the time. So when I learned that I could produce something like that for myself, I picked up a couple of streaming cameras, like the HD webcam joints, figured out how to rig them so they look professional, and actually learn how to switch all of my cameras myself so I can actually produce a whole show while actually doing the show at the same time.
Fire.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was watching, I was like, wow, like this is segmented out. This is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my homie John Reyes, who is a part of the crew Good Company, that's like the laptop cover and all that.
I was wondering.
He and I have been sitting and talking about like how to format streaming for a long time, and he was like, bro, you could do like the ESPN part of the interruption layout where it has the whole segmented thing on the side so people know what's coming up, and if you have a special guest, you put their name on there, and before, during, and after seeing that name up there is the flex. Like, because I had not too long ago, Pilo was on the show with me. I Am Sue has done it with me at one point. So I've had good names be a part of the show, and if they missed it, they just see the name sitting in the top right corner, like that segment already happened, and they're like, damn, I missed the heat on this show.
Yeah, I came in halfway with your guest. It was
Janice, yeah, she was one of my moderators. So basically, we have people who can help host the channel.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Someone even gifted me a subscription, so I'm like in there.
Yeah, that was like right after too. Yeah.
So I'm locked in.
Yeah, you are officially a part of the Free the Knees fam.
I have to take that quiz. I was taking it. I was like, oh, this is dirty.
Okay, so that's a thing. Drew, did you take yours? So we ask new people to do this, and actually, here's the challenge: is I'm going to ask you guys now to take that test after today and come back with your scores next week.
Okay. Send us the link again.
Yeah, it used to be called the Rice Purity Score, but that show or that test was made years ago, like at over a decade ago, maybe 2 decades ago. So it's not even worth taking anymore. Everything's outdated and people have done far more things. So now they made the Innocence Test is what it's called.
Okay.
And so in that test, instead they added things like have you ever sent a nude to somebody or like things like that, so that it's more modernized to see what your score is, and the higher your score, the nastier you are.
So we're gonna take that.
Yeah. And before it was the opposite. It was like the lower your score, the nastier you are. And we definitely met somebody who told us their score was 3 out of 100.
No way.
Yeah. And right now I have a 92 out of 100 and a 91 out of 100 on the flip side. Where
what
like
is
those
yours?
Are the ones. Mine is at, what was it, 67.
Okay.
I'm scared.
I'm scared about it.
I'm cool.
I'm scared.
Okay. Well,
I'm excited. I want to do it now. I want to do it right now.
He's sick. I got my man here. I can't let him see.
It don't matter. It's going to end up being on the other side of this anyway.
Well, I'm super excited for today.
Yes, because today, and actually this was, so here's something that like made the baby shower even funnier. So I was thinking this moment was about to happen, right? Mind you, I was a big fan of the show already.
Okay.
And so I texted John Reyes because he was the one that made me watch The Circle.
Okay.
He was like, bro, this show is addicting and you got to watch it. And he and I both became Sammie super fans.
Oh, okay.
And so I texted him. I was like, bro, you're not going to believe who is about to be standing right in front of me. And he was like, who? And I was like, bro, Sammie. He was like, no way, bro. And so I told him, I was like, this is going to be a very odd moment. He was like, yeah, because you're trained to not fanboy, and I feel like this is going to be the one time that you do it.
That you fanboy.
Yeah. But instead, so here's the other thing is instead, it's in a moment like that, I just like kind of almost like seem disinterested instead.
You're like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
Try to play it cool.
But it ended up
What's
leading.
your name again?
It ended up leading to like realizing, for one, how dope she is as a person, and that we ended up getting her book to come here today.
Yeah.
So yes, Sammie is joining us on the show, and we get to kind of dive into y'all history, which I think is going to be dope.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be a good one.
Yes, and it's going to be right after this. First Name Basis is an independent creator podcast filmed and recorded inside Halftime Premium Vintage and presented by Very Special Media. Make sure you stay up on all things Very Special on the website at veryspecial.media and peep Halftime at halftime.vs.com. I'm glad we established the hella thing to get this started, by the way.
Yeah.
Because when I moved out here, I was nervous about that part of it because I just can't get Northern California vernacular out of my system.
No, it's like in your blood.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you from?
I'm from Sacramento. So, yeah, most people don't know where that is
It's
either.
not.
No, I know
Bay.
it just from the signs on the highway.
Exactly. And actually, it's even for people from the Bay, they view Sacramento as that spot that you stop on the way to Tahoe.
Oh.
Yeah. we get washed no matter what.
Damn, I'm sorry.
But it's all right.
It's okay.
It's just a part of my life at this point. All right, this is First Name Basis, and we have our very special guest in the house. You may have actually heard her make her entrance a little bit earlier.
Hi.
Introduce yourself for the people one time.
My name's Sammie.
What's up, girl?
That's it. I don't know how to introduce
Just Sammie,
myself.
the woman
Just
of
Sammie.
many talents.
No, just Sammie.
Just Sammie. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. I'll take that.
I think that works.
So from what I understand, y'all have a lot of history.
Yeah.
We do. Tons.
For real. I moved out here and I barely knew anyone. Actually, I didn't know. I knew one person that I lived with, and then I was just kind of out here like making friends or whatever. And then finally I have my friend back who moved out to California. We were college roommates. And you were my fucking girl.
Yeah, no, we killed
This was
it.
like my best
We
friend.
had so much fun in college.
Yeah, we got lip
We were
tattoos.
reckless. We got lip tattoos.
Yeah.
Wow, this is new.
We did all kinds of shit.
Yeah, is this new for y'all? Because that was new for me.
We did all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so at the time, from what I understand, Alyssa, you had a radio show.
Yeah.
And so did you ever get involved with that at all?
No.
Looking back now, I don't think so.
No, I don't think I like the people that she did it with. To be honest. I was very much like that. Like, I was just like, ugh, to people all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not like that anymore.
No. We didn't have any guests on our show.
It was for school, though. Like, it was like
It was our college campus.
I did have to do a couple videos for it, though.
You did.
The mac and cheese video.
I'm going to post that on
No,
our
no,
Instagram.
don't do that.
Yeah, I think
Please
I should.
don't.
Okay,
I feel
well,
like you should.
at the very least, please give a background on this mac and cheese video.
No.
I had to do like a how-to video in college.
Okay.
Step by step, I had to like edit it and do all this shit. It was
And
for
of course, she makes me do it.
yeah, because she was my roommate. So it was for my video editing course. And it was like the night before and I was like, fuck, I did not do
I think
this
we were
video.
probably high.
Definitely.
And drunk off wine.
Yeah. So I had Kraft mac and cheese and I made like a how-to video of how to make Kraft mac and cheese, but I couldn't be in it. I had to film it, you know? So Sammie was in it.
And there's like a picture of me like with the mac and cheese, like
She's like twerking
like an
in
album
the
cover.
video.
I'm like,
yeah,
it's
it was
terrible.
Really good. I'm
It
going to
was
find
bad.
it. Don't
No.
you guys worry.
Yo, actually, it would be a really good time to drop it now.
I think
because
I
it's
should.
because it's a response to the opening of Malcolm and Marie, where Zendaya's making the mac and cheese.
and he's
You're
eating it. And he's like,
right.
you know,
You're right.
okay. Oh, did you guys talk about that?
The movie.
Very
Fire.
briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good movie for sure.
But
Yeah.
now that that's out and it opens with the sexiest mac and cheese of all time.
I'll put it in black and white.
Yo, that might shift the whole thing.
It'll be
Love
like
that.
a feature film.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but we have hella history. And then she moved out here and we reconnected because we kind of like drifted for
Yeah.
a couple of years. And then I got to see her. Now I've seen you like 4 times this week.
Yeah, no. We see each other a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
is
has been
great. Oh, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, and including a baby shower that we were just talking about that was
Yes.
a riot to be at.
It was.
It was.
It was a party for sure.
I was cold, but it's fine.
You
It was
were
fun.
cold. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw you guys had a party after I left.
yeah.
Everyone was having fun.
it
once
was
I
upon a
was
time.
all night
I was
thing.
actually out before then too, and then and that was actually when I went to go try to give myself a haircut, and so I went home.
I saw that on Instagram. It was bad.
It was bad.
It was really bad.
It was. I got to the barber today, and he was like, "Yeah, you got some hairs that are like left over back here. I'll help you out with that, bro." And then, and like you're a little lopsided right now, so he had to get it
Damn.
all tipped up. So I'm good.
I used
now,
to cut
though.
my hair.
Your own hair. You used to shave your hair.
Yeah, I used to shave with my head.
Damn, I can't even imagine that actually.
I used to put designs in it and shit.
Not
Damn,
the whole,
what?
not the
I was
whole
fly.
head.
No, just the back of my head.
Like the undercut joint?
Yeah, but like a lot.
Damn, that actually sounds fire though.
It was fire. I had a slit in my eyebrow. I was like, I don't know who the fuck I thought I was. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like 2 slits in my eyebrow.
And bright red hair.
The only
Bright red
thing-
hair like a mermaid.
The only thing that would make that even more generational, like perfect, is if you had like the 2 little lines right here on the sideburn.
I put it in the back.
In the back
My
instead?
sideburns were cut. I cut them into triangles, so they were like pointing.
Damn, what
I was a
is going
lesbian.
on?
I was a lesbian then.
I can't even picture that at all.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, I have pictures.
We got you.
I got lots of
I'm
pictures.
like, you'll get to picture it eventually. All right, so for those who don't know, they may have seen you on this show, which is actually how I found out who you were, obviously. That, to be honest, we were just talking about this a little bit earlier. It was almost so oddly timely that this show dropped right before everyone was going to be locked into their homes, and it was The Circle on Netflix. Tell people a little bit about that experience, if you could.
It was stressful, super, super stressful, but definitely an amazing experience.
Yeah.
I was locked in an apartment for 14 days straight, no human interaction. Couldn't listen to music. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't go outside.
Wow.
I was in the UK, so the food there is horrible, like terrible, and I love to eat. So I ate like cold shrimp for like a week straight because the shit was so. I had them get me salmon so I could cook it. And you open it, and it smelled like Frank's hot dogs. Like, you know them, like, is that what they're called? Frank's?
Yeah.
Beef Frank's? Oh, my God, it was so bad. It was so disgusting. I couldn't eat it.
It's funny because you're not the first person I've heard say that about.
No, that the UK
the
has
show.
bad
Yeah.
food?
Well,
Oh.
and even that at the show that the
Damn.
food like looked like it was going to be good, but it ended up like for us like watching from the outside, it looked like y'all were having like these banquet type joints at times.
When?
I don't know. It
Was
felt,
I
They had
there?
those like dates.
Yeah, like those kind
All
of.
right, but you
moments, and
couldn't
it
even,
felt like-
first of all, let's talk about this. Let's talk about
I
them
don't
real
know
quick.
any of this.
Let's talk about them, okay? One, anytime I left my bubble, I had to have goggles over my eyes so
What?
I couldn't see. Blackout
What?
goggles, black goggles, and block out headphones. So like I couldn't hear, I couldn't see. Someone was holding my arm and walking me from my apartment to wherever I was going.
Wow.
So those little date rooms also, the UK is never cold. I mean, never hot, ever. Their apartments are insulated. They don't have air conditioners there, only heaters. Well, we just happened to be there during a fucking national heat wave, and I was on the 8th floor. So I was like blasted by heat,
No way.
dying. Yeah, so those little rooms, no ventilation, no nothing. They can't open the windows. So I was dying, like baking in those rooms. You're not even hungry. You don't even want to eat.
Damn.
Yeah. So that food, literally, they put it out, and then it just goes in the trash.
Damn.
It's fucked.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it's stressful. Like I would be in there like the two times that I was in there when I was an influencer. I was fucking stressed, bro. I'm like, oh, I gotta send another person home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy.
Sending someone home was so scary, so stressful. Especially if like both times, I'm pretty sure I sent home a female.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like then they're like, oh, Sammie just doesn't like other girls, and she just wants everyone out of here.
Yeah.
Never was on the guys ever. It's always
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah, of course.
It was such it was such like an interesting thing to drop right when everyone is about to be locked in their homes. And actually, I think it came out like almost at the time that everyone was getting put into lockdown.
It came out like 2 months after. So it dropped
Yeah.
January 1st, dropped New Year's, and then March 16th
Yeah.
was when everyone went into lockdown. But we actually, as soon as that happened, Netflix like called all of us. The executives called all of us and was like, if anybody asks you about quarantine, like don't speak about it, because apparently like tabloids and stuff were trying to turn it into like saying that like Netflix knew this was gonna happen and like knew that.
shut up.
Yeah, and like
wow.
knew that COVID was coming and like all this crazy shit. And like
Yeah.
people were reaching out. I had mad emails of people being like, Sammie, what do you have to say about COVID-19? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Like, I hate it.
I don't know. I hate it. But also like it would piss me off when people were like, oh, you already went through this. I'm like, no, the fuck I didn't. Like,
Yeah.
what I went through is way worse because y'all get to have your phones, you get to have music, you get to have your people, your animals, like whoever the fuck you're with on quarantine. Like, even if you're by yourself, you still have a phone and TV and get to do all those things. Like, I was literally, we would film for probably 2 hours a day. Other than that, I'm in that bitch by myself, just fucking looking at walls.
Crazy. She said
That's
she couldn't
wild.
open the windows.
No, we couldn't. We couldn't open the windows or the doors. If I opened the door, there was only one door, the front door. If I opened that door, that was an automatic, like, that means you want to go home. Like, you're sent home, that's it. You can't open the door.
Crazy.
Windows,
Wow.
you had to ask. if the windows were open, you weren't allowed to talk. Because they did have one day where they were like, okay, you guys can have off. It was that Monday, right? So we started filming on that Thursday. That Monday, they give us off because I was heated. I have a mouth, right? And so I'm hot, like sweating. And they're like, I mean, if you watch the show, I barely ever have makeup on. I'm never like dressed up. They would be like over the speakerphone talking to me because we had a big like speaker in the hallway. And you can see my microphones around my neck the whole time. And they would come over, and they're all from the UK, so they all have their accents, which I love. But hearing that all the time when I'm hot, I haven't really liked any of the food that, like, I don't fuck with any of the food there. And they're coming over like, come on, love, just throw on a cute outfit and do your makeup. I'm like, no, I'm not doing shit in this bitch until somebody gets me a motherfucking fan. But then fans are too ugly to be on set. Like, they didn't want my fan in the shots. And I'm like, so either y'all got to get me a fan or send me the fuck home. I asked to go home like 3 times. They had psych come talk to me. She was like, are you sure you want to go home? I'm like, if somebody doesn't get me air conditioning in 5 minutes, I'm out.
Yo,
Yes,
imagine
I
how
do.
detrimental that would have been, especially for somebody who was definitely a fan favorite throughout the entire show. If like you're just
Well,
like,
that's why.
gotta go home.
No,
It's too
seriously,
hot.
they were like begging me not to leave. And that's what a big problem was, like, because I knew, I'm not gonna lie, I knew by like the 4th day in that they definitely wanted to keep me there because like I complained a lot, like a lot, and they were like, what can we do? I'm like, yo, y'all can't do shit right now. Get me out of here, like get me out. It's so hot.
Wow.
And those LED lights,
Yeah.
dude, it makes it
Yeah.
like 20 times hotter than it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to have clocks. Like I wasn't allowed to ever know what time it was.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's
That's
torture.
wild.
It was like jail.
Yeah. I mean, it
But I was
definitely.
getting paid for it.
But the other side of it too is it was such like for a lot of people, kind of an eye-opening show, because if you don't get the preface of it, it's basically showing you how people can create themselves or recreate themselves on social media in a very extreme form, obviously, in quarantine format, which was, again, so perfectly timed. So maybe even helped with the success of the show, where people were kind of like, yo, this is way too relatable right now. And so it felt like there was this turning point for a lot of the people who were a part of it. Did you kind of feel like you got anything as far as like the way you interact with social media now? Did it kind of shift that for you at all?
Not really, honestly. I mean, while I was there, I was really being myself as much as possible, and which I still try to do with social media. Like that's something that I take pride in, and I try to do as much as possible. But it hasn't really changed anything. I mean, I feel like even before the show, I didn't trust social media. Never, you know? Like I would never meet somebody through social media. I would never do certain things that other people do on social media. So I don't know. It didn't really change anything.
Yeah. I asked that only because like I think as a viewer, it made me kind of step back a little bit. Like, damn, bro, like we do have this ability to kind of now do the full on vanity thing, because obviously you live your life here and you show as much as you want, you feel like, to the public in this format, and that they were gamifying that idea in this show. And I was like, that's kind of intense actually to think about how much we actually do that. And this is really the norm at this point. So I stepped back for a little bit and was like, okay, I have to rethink how often I'm touching this and reading into all of this.
It's scary to think about,
Yeah.
especially
For
like when
sure.
you're talking to other people, you really have no idea who they are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like at all. Because there's even been people that I've met through social media just from after the show, like, and my social media going to where it is now, and meeting people through social media and being like, oh, let's hang out, like let's get food or something just with like girls, and they're so different than how they are in real life compared to social media.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn,
Like scary.
you've been lying this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You learn that real quick
yeah,
too.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's
Yeah.
really sad. And especially like I'm the oldest of 6 sisters. So like they're young, you know, and they get so caught up in this. This is all they know. This is all they know. Like
Yeah.
and my sister will call me and be like, yeah, so I met this guy and he like wouldn't give me a Snapchat. And it's crazy. Like I'm like, why do you need his Snapchat? Just talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy that social media is taking over.
And quarantine has definitely amplified that in the way of
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
the way I communicate to 90% of people that I do is
Now.
through
Mm-hmm.
DMs or comment. It's crazy. Like I think of at the shower, I feel like I have a lot of people in my life, like in my real life, in comparison. But I was like, wow, these are the people that I actually see every single day.
Yeah.
But I have such a bigger group of people that I only talk to on social media,
Wow,
which is
yeah.
wild. And I'm like, damn, like if I didn't post something, they would have no idea what I'm doing.
Right.
You know? So it's just crazy.
There was right when I was moving to LA, there was this, one of my mom's friends. My mom did this whole long post about how she's like excited that I'm moving and blah, blah, blah. And her friend posted, make sure you post what you're doing while you're in LA so I can keep up with what's happening in your life. And I'm like, why
Call
do
me.
Yeah, why do you feel entitled to that one?
It's your mom.
Huh?
It's your mom, right?
No, it was no,
that
not
what you
no, it was
said,
my
your mom?
no, my mom made the post. My mom's friend.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Commented
your mom
that.
wiped your ass. She's
Yeah,
got a lot
yeah.
of fucking. Like,
My mom
she can
is
say that.
entitled. Yeah, my mom is entitled to know what's going on out here. But her random homegirl
Yeah, no.
that she worked with,
That's
like,
weird.
you're not entitled to that information.
Yeah.
Nor do I need to post about it.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it definitely it was heightened, obviously with quarantine and everybody not having
Yeah.
contact like that. But then when it was after that and post all of that, I'm realizing like, oh, y'all really addicted right
Yeah.
now.
For
Yeah.
real. Yeah.
So, but it is a shift that we kind of all had to get used to at some point. Where like, okay, now we're kind of like realizing the social media friend versus somebody that you actually communicate with and things like that.
Yeah, and that group is way small compared to the social media group.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy. I was thinking about on my way here, I was like, damn, I haven't done an in-person podcast interview since last year. Like when the show
Wow.
first came out, I only did like 2.
Wow.
Everything else has been through Zoom.
Yeah.
Everything has been through Zoom.
Yeah.
And I'm like
Yeah.
driving here. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
what do I do? What do I
different.
say? Like, you're going to see my whole body. Like, before I would just have to put a shirt on, you know, make my up here look cute. I'd be in my underwear just like, yeah. Now I got to get dressed.
For real. You have been working, though, a lot in quarantine.
Yeah.
Which has been good. Like,
Yeah.
I think even though everything is shut down, you've been given a lot of opportunities via internet.
No, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah. So I think once it does open up, that only gives you so many more lanes to go into.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of stuff have you been up to?
So I just finished my master's degree. I just finished
Wow.
school.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
So I work with children with disabilities. I'm a behavior technician. Been doing that for like 3 years now. And then social media just kind of fell in my lap. So like I'm using it. I'm using it to like its capacity right now. I'm doing everything that I possibly can.
Yeah.
You hosted a show on YouTube.
I did. I
Yeah.
hosted a show,
Or a-
Holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Netflix. It's a Netflix movie, Holiday, that came
Yeah.
out I think during Christmas or whatever. And then Netflix asked me to host it. So, but it was all through Zoom. you know,
Yeah.
it was like a speed dating thing. It was super cool actually, and I got to like be like a fly on the wall and watch people speed date, which is crazy. It's so funny.
Which
Yeah.
was
Watching
us,
people do
yeah.
that.
that was us to you on the circle.
Literally.
Like we were the flies on the wall.
Yeah, which is it's crazy to think about. Like, when I was watching the show, I'm looking at it and it's so cringy to me because you just don't think about it. You like once after like probably the first 2 days, you get used to the cameras that are in there, and so you're just like yourself. And they cut out so much that I'm really happy about because there's a lot of shit like I was doing to keep myself occupied. And when I was watching it when the shows were dropping, like episodes were dropping, I was just as oblivious as everybody else. So I'm sitting there like freaking out, like, please, Lord, if you care about me at all, don't put anything, like, don't let them like make me look like a fucking fool.
Yeah.
No, I think.
And they didn't. They did a really good job.
Yeah.
They made me look better than I feel like I am.
People loved you. I mean, you got fan favorite,
Yeah.
which is fire.
It was fire until I just had to file taxes. That shit was fire until then.
Oh,
Yeah.
they
That
don't
the
tell
proof
you
was
that.
in the pudding for real when that came around.
So bad.
But
so bad.
It was dope to see that you were one of the people who, for one, you were there beginning to end.
Yeah.
And the people who were there from beginning to end were the people who were giving themselves
Right.
for the most part.
Yeah.
And that was something that I think we were even just talking about like a little bit earlier. Like that was something that was exciting about the show, was kind of showing that authenticity won.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why I'm kind of nervous for the second season and third season to come out, because I feel like now people are like just worried about the money. You know, like looking at comments and seeing how people talk about it now, they're like, oh, I would be this person and I'm going to pretend to be this person and I'm going to be sneaky and I'm going to start drama. Like, you know, saying all this stuff. I feel like no season will ever compare to ours. Our cast, our crew.
With a lot of reality shows, like the first
it will never be like us ever again.
Yeah, the first season is always like the most genuine, raw.
Yeah, for sure. Because we weren't, I mean, for me, and I know talking to like a couple other people, I never thought about the money ever. I never thought like there's $100,000 on the line. Never once did I think about that.
Yeah.
I was more so just pissed off being there and hot and hungry and like, you know what I mean?
Send me home.
Yeah,
Fuck
like
the
I
money.
never thought about the money ever. Even when I got done filming and I went back to Miami, like I started right back at work and like my friends were like, how was it? Like, how was filming? How was this? How was that? I think I even called you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, I kind of forget about it now. Like I didn't think about it until the trailer dropped in December. And then that's when the anxiety set in. And I was like, oh shit. So many people, because after the trailer dropped, my Instagram was already blowing up.
Yeah.
And like they saw like 5 seconds of me in the trailer. So I was like, Jesus Lord. Already people were starting to be like, I think Sammie's going to be like this. And I think Sammie's going to be like this.
Wow.
It was crazy. You know, I went from having 8,000 followers on Instagram to 1 million in 4 months.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
Like insane. Like I would tweet anything like the sky's blue. And people would be like, fuck you, Sammie. How could you even say that? And I'm like, what? I would put my phone down and come back to like 300 tweets.
Yeah.
Twitters. 300 tweets about like crazy stuff. I couldn't say anything to the point where I just stopped tweeting.
Yeah.
Instagram, anytime I posted, you work with kids, how could you post something like that? And it'll be like just my shoulders and my head. Like it was just anything I did was wrong. But for majority, I got a lot of love.
Have you ever been the type to just test it? Like I've seen, I met Hoodie Allen back in the day. He's a like suburbanite hip hop artist that was making moves for a little bit.
I remember.
Yeah, so I actually got the chance to open for him a long time ago, and we became kind of cool. But there was a day where I was sitting with him, and he was like, "Watch this," and he just goes, "I love mac and cheese." Tweets it instantly, 10,000 retweets. And we're like, bro, what? For what?
For mac and
No,
cheese.
yeah.
Have you ever
crazy.
tested that?
No. I have such bad anxiety. Like, I overthink everything.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, like, I'll tweet something and think it's good. And then, like, 5 seconds and I'm like, shit, I gotta delete it. I'm scared. I'm too scared. Because it's just, like, I think more now. You know, when it first happened, I went from having nothing to, like, being the most saw and seen. You know, and so like I had to really think about what I would say and what I'm saying, and even just like I'm not a mean person, you know, and some of my tweets would be taken really, really mean, and I'm like, I'm not even this bad person, and you guys are making me out to be like this horrible person, and you know, with the territory of working with children with disabilities, you know, that whole community came at me too, like. Because I had tattoos and because the way I curse all the time and how I talk and how I maneuver in the show, saying that I don't deserve to work with kids. You know, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And people think they know you so much. Like, if I Googled my name right now, I know everything about myself, which is scary.
Wow.
That is scary.
It's scary as shit. Gives me anxiety all the time.
Yeah. I have to say, knowing her before and then seeing you on the show and still knowing her now, she's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, literally nothing has changed except your hair.
That's it. And the tattoos.
Yeah.
The hair and the tattoos.
Not a thing is different. The way you talk, even you still have your Philly accent.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it, though.
Nothing has changed, which I love to see.
Yeah.
So seeing you on that show rather than seeing, you know, someone else who would maybe change up a few things for camera, like, I was so happy to see that it was you who was going to be doing something like that.
Yeah, that was definitely something that I kept in the back of my head all the time. Was like, my sisters are going to be watching this, you know? I want them to, because, you know, like I said, social media is like that for them now.
Yeah.
So I don't want them to see me, you know, do this thing and then be somebody completely different.
Right.
Because they've even asked me, you know, my 16-year-old sister will be like, why did you do that? Or why did you do this? And I'm like, because that's who I am.
Because that's what
Yeah,
I
but
would've
aren't people
done.
going to laugh at you or aren't people going to do this? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's how I'm always going to be. That's who I'm always going to be. And I want them to know that always, no matter what.
Yeah, I was actually wondering about that when you mentioned that you're the eldest of 6, and
I have one older sister. I don't want her to listen to this and be
Oh,
like,
not
bitch,
the-
you forgot
not the
about me.
eldest.
But like she don't really count, you know. She's like older. So
yeah, we all have somebody in the family that's like, I mean, you almost basically just like in line as an
yeah,
auntie.
like right.
For
Like
real.
she's about to be on her 5th kid, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I see you, I love you, but I'm here.
Different path.
I'm the oldest.
But I was gonna ask about that because that obviously is gonna play into the way that you end up associating yourself anywhere, especially in public, or presenting yourself in public, because again, this is very instantaneous. Over 4 months, this not even gradual, rapid growth happens.
Like, yeah, crazy.
If the switch up happens, obviously the sisters who look up to you are gonna see that.
For real.
Yeah.
So if they can see that amidst all of that, you can keep true, and it's still exactly who they know you to be, then that's just showing them something so much greater.
Yeah.
Yeah. My family's very much like that though too.
Yeah.
You know? My family's very honest, upfront, straightforward. We don't really change for shit. So I want my sisters to just see that. Because that's how my family is anyway. So like I want them to just, even like I don't want them to make the certain mistakes I made. I used to post some crazy pictures on Instagram. I don't want them to do that shit. Because people found it.
Yeah. Your
So.
sisters would probably also be the ones to call you out.
Oh, my sisters, yeah. My sisters don't fuck
Yeah.
around either.
like who's that girl?
They'd be like, bitch, sit
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
That ain't you. They'll be
Yeah.
the first person to call me out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Which is good. Everybody needs that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that little humble
Yeah.
humble stick,
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nephews that'll do that to me in a heartbeat.
Oh, the little ones are the ones you have to watch out for. They're
Oh.
too honest.
Oh no! Well, now the one is a freshman in high school now. That is the perfect time to roast Uncle.
Oh yeah.
Like he's learning everything that can and will be corny, and if you're corny, he's pointing that
Oh
out
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, you're
You know
not
what I mean?
cool probably right now, but you'll be cool
Yeah.
in a few years to him. Yeah.
I was cool, and then
Yeah.
eventually
and
he
then you
learned.
grow
what-
out of it.
Yeah.
he learned what cool was, and was like, "Oh, you ain't that, bro."
I know. My sisters used to think I was cool. And then now they don't think I'm cool, but everyone else does. So they'll be like,
They're like, she's old.
they won't even tell people that they know me. Like it's crazy. Like their friends will tell me that people will be talking about me in school or something. And like their friends will be like, oh yeah, that's Carissa's sister, or that's Aaliyah's sister. And they'll be like, oh my God, really? And my sisters get so mad. They're like, yeah, dude, yeah. And people are like, oh my God, is she really like that in real life? And they're like, yeah, she's a lot more annoying, but yeah. That's her.
It seemed like you got some cool opportunities out of it. There was this day. This was a day that was like a shock for me. I just finished watching the show, and I knew where the fandom lied. I knew there was a lot of fandom for the show, and then Kaylani starts talking about the show,
My girl. Kaylani, if you're listening.
and then
I'm ready.
maybe like a couple weeks later, you two are doing a Instagram live like interview together.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this is like mind blowing right
Yeah,
now.
it's crazy. So like a few years ago in Philadelphia, she had a show. And of course my ass was there. And my friend that I went with knew one of the dancers. So then we ended up getting like meet and greet passes. I met her. I became cool with her best friend. And then me and her best friend hung out a couple times. And then that was, that's kind of where it ended. And then the show came out. And Kaylani tweeted about it. And Alyssa screenshotted it and texted me and was like, bitch, Kaylani just tweeted about the circle. And so, my happy ass jumped right on that shit. I tweeted at her and she sent me back that meme with the 2 Spider-Men. Because
Yeah.
everyone says that we look so much alike. So she sent me that, like the 2 Spider-Men. And I was like, oh, we're in love now.
Yeah.
We're married, I think. We're definitely going to have kids.
That was crazy.
Yeah. And then,
I knew that was crazy for her.
yeah, and then she followed me. Because I've been listening to Kaylani. Like, me and her actually listened to Kaylani for the first time together on her couch in college. We found her on fucking SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
And I was like,
that's
yo.
Cloud 19 era then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh
I'm,
my.
I'm an OG Kaylani fan.
Love
too.
that. I love that for you.
I'm original Tsunami Mob.
Okay.
over here,
Okay. I feel that. Wait, I have You Should Be Here tatted on my arm.
Oh. Okay. Nah, you won.
So yeah, like it was just crazy how that happened. And then I forget what happened. Oh, she followed me on Instagram. And I was like, oh, fuck. Now I got to be worried about everything that I post because Kaylani is watching. Then, like, I would be scrolling, laying in bed, and she would like a picture, and I'm like, is it cute enough? Like, I would be second guessing. And then one day, I fucking posted a little boomerang in my bedroom, and my bedroom used to be a vibe in Miami, and she was like, it looks so comfy. I sat in my room for like 30 minutes, like, this bitch knows what my bedroom looks like. It was crazy. And then after that, that was really the only thing that was like really crazy to me. But then after that, like, Ariana Grande followed me, Party Next Door tweeted me. I became friends with Black, like all these like people that I've been listening to for so long, Kiana Lede, like, you know, people that I love were like following me and tweeting at me. And then I had more followers than them at some point. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah.
All from a show.
Crazy. She even got, I don't know if you knew this, but you're on a Black song.
Yeah, my voice is in a Black song.
What?
Yeah.
So we were FaceTiming, and I was like, bro, nothing against Selena Gomez. Love her. Great girl. Okay? Don't fuck with her music at all. It's annoying. So he keeps putting out these fucking features, and he drops the Selena Gomez song, and his features all the way at the end of the song. So I have to fast forward every time I listen to this damn song just to listen to his verse. So I called him. I'm like, bro, can you stop doing features and just make your own music? I don't want to listen to all these other people and fast forward through. And he was like laughing. He's like, all right, I'm working on it. And then I sent him a voice note, like, going on about it still. And so he was like, all right, I'm going to send you a song next week. And he sent it. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, that's me. That's my voice. That's really my voice.
I didn't know this story because in the song she says, I just want to hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to hear you.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear these other bitches, but he cut that part out. I was like, I just want to hear you. I just want to hear your music, okay? Yeah, you gotta listen to it. It's called
Long Nights.
Long Nights.
Yeah.
On his most recent album.
Damn.
Fire.
Super cool.
Yeah.
It's actually dope that there's this ongoing thing. It's like, don't date a rapper unless you want his voice, unless you want your voicemails to end up on a song. Yours ended up being positive that you sent that to a homie and it ended up being on the song. Like it just ended up working out in a positive light. Cause I've seen some of those go bad before.
Yeah.
No, I dated a music artist and he made a song about me. It's super embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll
That's
happen.
the downfall too.
It was good though. It wasn't bad. At least it wasn't like, you know, some of this like diss that I've heard from other rappers.
Yeah. Have you ever rapped about an ex?
Oh yes.
Oh, you
But
have?
like actually
absolutely.
like dedicated a song to someone?
Yes.
But did they
Really?
know?
Yes.
Oh wait, what? So you got balls.
The verse that I played earlier,
Yeah.
that was me roasting the shit out of this girl.
Wait, but that's
Oh,
horrible. You don't ever
damn.
think like, damn, like this might make her feel like bad?
She didn't think so when she was cheating on me either.
Oh. I mean, but like, well, you should be the bigger person. Come on, right?
Fuck that
Just be
Hey, listen.
toxic.
I am an emotional wreck at times.
No, trust me.
And sometimes I got to put it on wax.
If
You feel me?
If I could make music, I would say some reckless shit too.
Oh yeah, I know that you would.
I'm weak that you just came at me about it.
Because girls are more emotional. Like I feel like if I
What?
like said something about my ex, like going crazy, I feel like he would low key be like, "Damn, this is hard."
Yeah.
You know?
Right?
If
she
I
still
hear-
loves me.
Yeah. Oh, she's so sad right now. But like, if a guy made a sad song about me, I would probably be stressed for like a long time.
Oh, it wasn't sad.
Oh, it was like a Eminem Kim type of vibe.
Yeah, it was. You know, what I mean, I made it a party record. It wasn't sad.
Okay.
It'd be sad.
Yeah, but
if
like, no, I'm
it'd be
saying like mean shit though.
it wasn't hella mean.
Nah, bro. I don't believe it.
Let me just say, it was worth it in the end.
Oh, she came crawling back.
No,
No.
but it was worth it in the end.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I believe you. I
I
believe you. I believe you. I believe you.
But yeah, so this is so I was telling Alyssa earlier that there was this moment as I was pulling up to the baby shower. I was like, I think Alyssa said Sammie's gonna be there, and
Were you nervous?
a little bit, yes,
Aw.
because so there was a moment where I was telling my homie, and we talked about this in the earlier segment when you were outside, but there was this moment where I told my homie, because he was the one that told me I needed to watch the show.
Okay.
He was like, I know this isn't the normal type of show that I would recommend for you to watch.
Yeah.
You have to watch this show. And I was like, all right, bet. You said so. I'm going to go watch it. And I got hooked, right?
Yeah.
And rightfully so, you as the fan favorite, because for me as well, when I realized you were going to be there, I was like, bro, I'm pretty sure that I remember Alyssa saying that Sammie's going to be there. He was like, normally you don't fan out over people, but I feel like this is the day you're going to lose it.
Aww. And you didn't even come up to me.
I
What
know,
the
I
fuck?
didn't.
You didn't step to me, nothing.
I didn't know what to do.
So here's the
Chicken
second part
shit.
of that.
Yeah, so my thing is, my cover up for that in my head is just be disinterested instead.
A typical man. Let's just be oblivious and dumb and act like she's not
real.
there.
For
Whatever,
real.
bro.
But it's not even like that. I promise it's not like that.
Uh-huh.
For me, it's definitely more so like I'm fairly introverted, like even just the way that I was at.
He is.
And so I get extroverted when there's a mic in front of me. It's easy
Feel that.
for me. So like in that moment, I was like, I'm going to keep to myself and grab a couple tacos and be kicking it. You know what I mean?
No, actually, one of the girls that was there, I guess one of your friends from that like girl table.
Okay.
I was in line getting like tacos with your mom, and she came over and she was like, I'm trying not to freak out right now.
No.
I'm trying not to fan out, but like, you're Sammie, right? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh my God, you're so little and you're so pretty and you're so cute and I love you so much. And I was like, I just want fucking shrimp.
Oh,
want shrimp.
that's cute.
It was cute though. It was
Yeah.
cute. I mean, I'm used to it now. In the beginning, it was a little weird when that stuff would happen.
Yeah, I
like
bet.
super creepy when that stuff would happen.
Especially if it's never happened. A lot of people hit me up, like as they were watching the show, like, weren't you friends with Sammie? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
Yep. I know. Like even when I had my niece's first birthday, we went to this like bounce house in Philly, and I'm up there, right? And I'm like paying for stuff, and there's 4 people, and they're all staring at me. I know they know who I am because they're all like this, like robots. And then I walk away, and my sister goes up there to pick the stuff up, and they were like, "Oh my God, is that Sammie from the Circle?" And my sister was like, "Y'all just had her right the fuck in front of you. Like she's not this like mystical creature. Like you guys are allowed to talk to her and say hi." So once she told me that, you know me, I walked up and I was like, "So which one of y'all motherfuckers are scared to talk to me? Which one of y'all is scared?"
For real.
You know?
Yeah, I get that.
I would rather people come up to me and be like, "Hey, like don't like touch me, don't hug me, but
Yeah.
just come up and be like, oh my God," you know, and then I can assess the situation. If I want to hug you, I'll hug you. If not, but
We'll say hi.
you know,
Yeah.
I like that way better. I'm not an introvert at all.
Yeah.
Never have been.
I am. Thus silence, radio silence. for
Wait.
real.
So then when we were sitting there, me and Alyssa, and she called you over, and you saw that you were walking towards me.
was definitely.
Was it like all the blood rushing to your ears, like
you
in
didn't
movies?
you didn't see how tiny my steps were?
I'm dead. No.
Yeah, it was definitely.
What I
like
did say though, it
I
was like,
didn't know he felt this way. Because I was just like, Sushi, come here. Like,
well, when you said that, like he looked up and bounced right
He
up.
did.
And
She
I even said that to Alyssa. I was like, damn, he just comes like that when you call him. Now I know why you came so quick. Like literally, like she was like, yo, Sush. He looked up and was like, boink, and jumped right up and came right over. I was like,
Yeah.
I need that. I need whatever Alyssa got, but apparently it was what I had.
It was a mix of things too, because I also felt bad about just like being on my phone at the moment too. So it was like
You got caught.
yeah, it was like a couple of things all
I
at
feel
once.
that.
But yeah, it was all involved.
He
in
said
one
she didn't see
moment.
how little my steps were. That's great.
But
I love
yeah.
it.
So with that, I mean, what do you have lined up now? Like, what do you? Because obviously you just finished your master's, and I'm assuming you plan on continuing to pursue that career as well.
Yeah, so I have to sit for a board exam. It's like an 8-hour exam. Hopefully I
Damn.
fucking pass. Once I pass that, I become a behavior analyst, a board certified behavior analyst. So I become the supervisor. I become the boss.
Hence you being able to notice when I just popped out of a chair. I can notice behaviors.
I notice everything, literally everything. Sometimes I wish I didn't, because like that sucks when you're dating someone.
Oh,
Like the smallest little
sure.
thing, I'm like, bitch, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
What the fuck you doing? You know? Second guessing everything. But
yeah.
so I'm going to take my exam, and then I am going to quit, and I'm going to do social media like heavy. I just put in my 2 weeks today, actually.
Oh, congrats. This
Thank
is-
you.
This is big.
This has been a big thing. So I've been a professional student my whole life. I've been in school my whole life and working my whole life. So now I get to just do social media and make money and have fun and travel, and I have something to fall back on in a few years when I'm not cute
When you're
anymore.
over it.
When I'm not cute for social media anymore.
Yeah, it's a longevity thing that you're talking about.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
I need that because I feel like a lot of people just are like really banking on social media right now and having that forever. And it's not going to be there forever, you know, unless like I feel like, I mean, there's ways obviously to become wealthy and branch off and create businesses and, you know, do things. But a lot of people are just taking pictures and posting pictures and they think that's it.
Yeah.
Can't be it.
Yeah. And so I do remember that you had mentioned working with children with disabilities when you were on the show as well. But I don't know if there was ever a conversation about how you got into that field.
Yeah. So after I graduated college, my undergrad, I worked in a jail for a little bit and I hated it. It was awful. And so I was like, all right, I don't want to do this because I had a double major in psychology and criminology. And I wanted to go the criminology route, and I wanted to work in juvie and all that stuff, but I had a soft spot for kids, so I was like, I don't know if I can work in juvie. So I worked in a men's facility. That was worse. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to move to Miami. So I moved to Miami. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a place to live. I just drove there with like $2,000 in my bank account. And my roommate, she was doing what I do now. She was working with kids. And she was like, just come, you know, you'll have a job. You can make like $18 an hour. It's not a lot, but you know, do it. And I fell in love. Like I was like, wow, this is what I was supposed to be doing, like, you know, all this time.
Yeah.
And that was really it. I just fell in love with it. And the people that I worked with, the supervisors that I had, the boss that I had, everyone was amazing. Like it was like the best experience I could have ever had. And you know, Miami's very different. So like they were very accepting. I worked at a strip club, so like I was working overnight, and then I would come work with kids, and like my supervisors would come to the strip club and like party. It was just like it was really fun, you know. It was a lot of fun, and like I was killing it. Like I was doing so good, and I was seeing a lot of progress with my kids. Like everyone was telling me I was such a great therapist and all this stuff. So I was like, I really got to keep going with it. And then I decided to get my master's, and now I'm here.
Wow. And so you obviously got to finish it in quarantine, which is definitely a different feeling right now too.
No, I mean it's an online program.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really have to switch anything. Nothing
you
changed.
were set up already.
Yeah, nothing changed. I was just like, fuck it. Now I can just finish my homework even quicker now, you know?
Yeah.
My GPA went up because I wasn't partying. I wasn't doing shit besides school.
Yeah.
So it worked out that way.
Wow. So now it was almost like the perfect storm. It's like you're already set to do all this and just be ready to go.
And I was a little nervous because I had to take off while I was filming for The Circle. So I literally had like 2 weeks left of being in the UK, and I tried to schedule my classes, and my school was like, no, you can't do it because you're going to miss a week of school. And if you miss a week of school, it's like a big deal, I guess. I don't fucking know. They were weird. So I had to take off a whole semester. I was like, this is going to push me back so much.
Wow.
I had 3 classes that I had to like come back and take. And I was like, damn, this puts me, like, I was supposed to graduate in fucking May, and then I graduated in December now. And I'm like, oh my God. It was so like not what I wanted at all. And then The Circle blew up, and I'm making all this money and doing all of these things and going to all these places, and I can travel, and then I still have to worry about doing homework.
Yeah.
You know, like I came here a year ago, like this time a year ago, and we were all partying, drinking like in West Hollywood, and I had to leave to go do homework. I literally had to leave to go do homework, and I was supposed to hang out with Kehlani that night. Didn't I tell you that?
Yeah.
Her manager was like, come to this bar, like our Noodles, like the DJ for Kehlani. She's DJing at Lock and Key. He was like, come. He was like, come at like 11 o'clock. I was like, oh, for sure, I'm going to be there. My ass was doing homework and then fell asleep. Woke up at 6 o'clock. Bro, because all right, so listen. It was 3 hours. We're 3 hours behind from my school was in New York. So I had to be back at my hotel by like 6, 7 o'clock to have my homework submitted by 9 because it was due at midnight, right? So it had to be done at 9 here. So I'm like trying to do my homework. I'm a little wavy. So I'm like, damn, I got to get this done. I turn it in, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to shut my eyes for 5 minutes. And if you know me, 5 minutes means 3 days. And I wake up at 6 a.m. to mad phone calls. And then I go on Instagram, and Kehlani's like dancing on her story. And I was like, I'm just going to just dive off this like floor out this window right now.
Oh, my God.
I was so upset. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's time you take a break from
Yeah, I need a
from
break.
school.
I need a break
sure.
from school for sure. That was
Just
like
have
too
fun,
much.
be a person again.
Be a human.
Yeah.
I just imagine you being like in the VIP booth with your homework, just like kicking it.
No, when I worked at the strip club, my friends all have videos of me like behind the bar doing my homework and taking exams, and then
Damn.
carrying like drinks to Drake.
Wow.
Like always, I was always doing homework, always taking a test, always writing a paper, always had to leave any function we were at to go do homework. Always.
Damn. And so now the program is complete.
Now it's done. I have it. I'm done. Nobody can take it away.
It's like one of those moments where you're like, well, damn, what do I do now?
Right.
Honestly,
You know what I mean?
now you get your PhD.
I was scared because like in my head, you know, people would always be like, oh, after the circle, what do you have next? I'm like, oh, I'm getting my master's. I'm doing this and I, you know, this, that, and the third. And now that I'm here, I'm like, damn, what the fuck else do I have to look forward to? But obviously I have so much. But like in that moment, you know, you kind of have those like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I would just had those like scary moments. Like, what do I have to look forward to now?
Yeah. No,
Felt like I was like 50 years old.
I can only imagine because like when you even just like I'd imagine like even with just very special events that are like a one-time thing, right? It's just like you prep for the event, you do all the promo for the event, you
Yeah.
have everything going into it. The night happens, it's crazy. Half of it's a shit show. It goes really well for the
Yeah.
other half of it, and at the end you're like, it's done. Shit, it's done.
Yeah.
You go
You know
home,
what I
you
mean?
wake up, you're like, okay.
And now
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're about to have homework nightmares is what's going to happen. You're not
Honestly.
going to have any homework left.
No, honestly, I think there's been like probably like 2 times where I've like woke up and been like, do I have something due at midnight? No, I don't. I'm done. I'm done. I'm completely done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, definitely. That feeling is beckoning at this point. But I'm excited to know that you have other stuff lined up and ready to go at this point too, because it was interesting even thinking about just all the opportunity that seemed to come out of that out of just one show. And again, like Holiday ends up happening and various other things that you got to be a part of.
There may be another show coming very soon.
I'm scared about this.
You know this.
I know.
Why are you scared?
Because I don't know
You're
how
gonna make me
soon.
scared.
No, I just
Oh.
don't know how soon.
Okay.
I just feel like I'm going to hang out with her one day and she's like, oh, by the way,
I'm
to-
leaving tomorrow.
tomorrow I got to be somewhere.
That's kind of how it was with the circle. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I can. It's funny too because now I'm imagining you being like, not only do I have to now take a semester off of school, I'm hot. The food sucks.
literally, I was like that, and they were just not helping at all. They're just talking to me through a speaker. Like, I think there's probably like footage of me like looking dead into the camera, and that's another thing. The camera, like when I met the camera guys, so they finally all came into my house, and it was like 4 like big dudes that were working the cameras, and then my one producer who would like talk to me. So I had a daytime producer and a nighttime producer who would literally just watch me on the cameras all day long. And when I would get mad, and like, you know, I joke all the time, like that's just me all the time. And I hate The Office, but I love the little like stare when they look into the camera. So like certain things would happen and I would just be like, get me a fucking fan right now. And like little stuff like that. So they talked about it. It was fun. I know they had a good time because I'm also a nudist. So, and we're supposed to tell the cameras to like go up when we get naked or go into the bathroom. I would just be like, woo! And then my producer would come over and be like, you're supposed to tell us when you do that. And the guys would shake the cameras up and down to like nod their head yes. It's funny. I miss it.
That's great.
That is pretty great. What's something that you're absolutely looking forward to now that you've kind of like taken this step forward?
YouTube. Honestly, I've been wanting to do YouTube for years, and like I have on and off. Like I even did it in college. Like I was always recording, always in front of a camera, always doing something. But now I have like the equipment to do videos and make videos, and I know how to edit, and you know, I'm really excited to have the time to actually do it because I always wanted to.
Damn. That final, like, I get to live out this dream that
I've
I've
always
had.
wanted.
Yeah, and now you get a head start, low key.
No,
Yeah.
not low key, high key. Like everything that I post, it's like I get so much love on it, no matter what. Because there's
Yeah.
like diehard Brazilian fans. You know, people in Brazil love me for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and that's probably my biggest fan base. So everything
Wow.
that I do is like crazy. And then like with YouTube, I had like 100 subscribers. Now I'm at like almost 40K. which is so cool because I
Yeah.
haven't done shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So who knows what could happen now that I
Yeah.
have that once I start being consistent and like doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. I'm excited.
Yeah. And so honestly, like having you here for the show was something that we were excited about because honestly, I didn't know where it was going to go. But then knowing that y'all had so much history together, I was like, no way. Like that. And I think the first time I realized it was you had done a photo shoot for halftime.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was our first photo shoot that we did with Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
In that warehouse space. That was
Yeah.
our first halftime photo shoot. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, damn, let me see if I could start it off with a bang and hit up Sammie, see if she's down. So,
Yeah. And that was the first time I noticed. She was like, yeah, that's my best friend.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like,
me.
what in the world? That's wild.
Yeah,
Let
like,
me.
that crazy bitch is my friend.
Yeah. That's me. I'm here. Welcome.
And so for y'all, how has it been like reconnecting here since, I mean, obviously, like you said, it was like a reconnecting thing once Sammie finally got here.
Yeah, I mean,
we
having
just-
a baby too,
Yeah.
and like not having my family out here,
Mm.
my blood family out here. It's been really great having somebody who I've known for so long and have seen me grow up, be
Yeah.
able to watch me go through this
Yeah.
stage. So I'm so thankful for that.
No, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. It's so cool.
yeah,
Like, I say that all the time. It's so cool, like, to think where we were in college, the shit that we used to do, the crazy stuff,
Yeah.
and then seeing her pregnant now and seeing where I'm at, it's just really
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
And the fact that we're so close here now.
yeah.
Like, we're so close to, like, I would never think
yeah.
that we would move to California and we would both be here. And
And even
be
though
here.
our lives are like totally separate lanes, like we've still connected.
yeah.
some way.
Mm-hmm.
And now you found a way to really make it connect.
And
Yeah.
now, and
Right.
now
Look
here
at
we are.
this.
You
Here we
know what I
are.
mean?
Putting the pieces
Mixing,
together.
business and pleasure.
Blending it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sammie, where can we find you on social media for those who don't know where to find you yet? I'm sure it's actually pretty easy.
Yeah, actually, all my social media is at It's Sammie, except my Instagram is just Sammie.
2 E's.
2 E's.
Yes.
Damn, that's a plug. Somebody that's like a rarity to be able to get one of those.
What, my name?
Yeah.
Okay, so listen. Everyone in this bitch is named Sammie, apparently. And there's all these Instagram pages who haven't posted in like 12 years. Right? So I'm like, my manager, I'm like telling her, like, bitch, you gotta get on this shit because I want it to just be Sammie. And she's like, but all of your other social medias are It's Sammie. Like, it's so easy when people are looking for you. All they have to type in is It's Sammie on anything and they find you. And I was like, yeah, but like, I want to be cool. I want to be a cool kid. Oh, shout out. I have clothing. It says all the cool kids stand out. But yeah, everything is It's Sammie. And I was like, I want Sammie. So there's this girl with just Sammie, not 2 E's. And she's got a lot of followers and she's like really pretty and like cool and shit. So people fucking follow her and I couldn't take it. But I had Sammie with 2 E's and they hadn't posted in like 12 years. So then Instagram just deleted their page and gave it to me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of people have to buy them off.
Yeah, no, I didn't have to do that. I
Oh,
just got
good.
it.
Because some people are actually like holding on to them, waiting for somebody to buy them.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like stressing about
They're
it.
like $10,000. You can have.
Well,
your
I
own.
was ready. I was literally DMing all these pages and I was like, hey, can I have your Instagram handle? And my manager was like, oh, like my friend works for Instagram. I'll just text her.
Oh.
And like a week later, she was like, hey, your Instagram name has changed. So in 2 weeks, you have to make another Instagram with your original Instagram name so that nobody takes that and gets a bunch of followers because the show is still coming out. And like in all my podcasts up until now, this is the first one actually where I'm saying my actual new Instagram handle, everything was It's Sammie. So like I already have over 10,000 followers on my other Instagram page that I don't even post on
Oh, I see.
because people just found my Instagram.
Wow. So now you have to. Now it's a full rebrand.
Yeah,
A
exactly,
year later.
pretty much. Honestly, I kind of use it as just like I'll just go and post random shit like
Yeah.
of my dog or my
Yeah.
cat. Even though people still are like go crazy about my animals too. It's weird.
And I was like, here, this is one where you get like the random throwaways, but
Yeah.
you might like those.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that's like the real fans I feel like follow that one.
Yeah.
That like really love me.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So tell us about, because you just randomly dropped the
Oh,
clothing
sorry.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we can't just
plug your line.
yeah, we can't just glaze over that.
Oh
like
yeah,
it didn't
it's
just
called Love
happen.
Sammie. That's it. Love Sammie.
Where
and,
can you find it?
on my Instagram. Like it's a link. Just click the link on my Instagram and that's where you can find it. Hoodies, hats, masks, sweatpants. all kinds of shit, fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Any last things you want to give to the people before we cut out of here?
No, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
The end.
That's it. The end. Goodbye.
And
Stay
look
tuned
out
for what she has coming.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Because apparently something that scared both of
I'm
them.
gonna be on TV again. We're gonna say that. I can't say where. I can't say when. I can't say why. But yeah,
And YouTube is on the way as well.
it's there already.
Yes.
But it's coming. It's just gonna be a little better. All right.
All right, Sammie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah.
And this has been First Name Basis.